Hi everyone, I'm here with Harshil Mathur, the co-founder of Razorpay. Hey Harshil.
Hey Shan.
Harshil, Razorpay started off as a payments gateway back in 2014 and it was already a very competitive market at that time. Fast forward today, you've expanded into all kinds of products and financial services and we are now the largest payments platform in India. Share with us, what has it taken to go from an upstart to a market leader so fast?
When we started on day one, I think we were asked the same questions by a lot of people that, hey, this is a very crowded market. There are so many people trying to do this. Why do you want to get into this? And the one single reason why we started was that we had faced the problem ourselves. We were trying to accept payments ourselves, and we realized that the products available in India were not really well suited for SMEs. Kind of integration, the kind of experience that SMEs need was not being met by anyone. And the primary reason for that is payments fundamentally is a product and tech problem. And we weren't seeing anybody trying to solve for payments for businesses with a pure product and tech focus. So we felt that, hey, we have a differentiator here and we can start with that. And in the last 6 years, we have very strongly focused on product and tech innovation, particularly to constantly deliver new products and new services which help businesses manage money flows in the most efficient and fastest manner.
So it essentially comes down to this culture of product and product innovation that you and Shashank have inculcated over the many years, starting from day one. A few years ago, we were speaking to some of your customers. We were talking to the CTO of this company, and I was asking the person, how has your experience been with Razorpay? And he told me about this one particular instance where he said that he was facing some issues with Razorpay, and he called customer support. And on the other end, he found Harshil Mathur. And Harshil got onto his laptop, opened the documentation, and started going through the code. And he was very impressed by two things. One, how customer service focused Razorpay was, and that even the founder was willing to get down into the trenches to solve the customer's problem.
In the early days, it was just me and Shashank handling product, tech, customer support, everything, right? But what we realized because of those early days is that because we were directly interacting with the customers, a lot of features and problems that we discovered in the way that customers were using the product, we could solve for them very quickly. We realized that if we were to scale the platform with a separate customer support team, we would not get that feedback. So what we created was a culture where everyone in the company would do customer support to just understand customer's query. And that created a very strong feedback loop. I remember this particular time where I was handling customer support and a customer came in, and I realized that they were not able to use Razorpay because they were using an e-commerce platform called Magento, which we didn't support at that point of time. So I opened up our API documentation right in front of them, started coding. And by the time the call was done, I was able to help them integrate the platform. And I went on to develop this plugin and made it available on our GitHub page. So any other customer who uses Magento could just download and start using it. The kind of solution that we were able to find very quickly, if it was through regular channels, it would have taken pretty long for us to solve it. I think this close cohesion between customer support and product and tech is really important because when you discover the feedback in this way and you create a solution for one customer, you are solving for many of the customers and really increasing the availability and the usability of the platform significantly. And this is something we've tried to maintain as we've scaled up even in the last 6 years.
Many companies actually talk about customer service being core to them, but most of the times it's to just make sure the grievances are solved, the experience is terrific. It's very interesting to hear that you have taken it one level forward to make it the source of innovation.
I think what we have realized is that engineering and product folks sit directly across the customer. Amazing things happen. A lot of features, a lot of usability issues that you can discover in that. You would not even realize because the customers will probably never ask for it. I'll give you an example. There's this one customer who ran a very small website. And when I was chatting with them, like he was complaining about how he has to, like the Razorpay dashboard takes a lot of time to refresh. And I realized that he's refreshing the dashboard every 5 to 10 minutes. And then I asked him why. He said that whenever a customer places an order and a payment is received, he wants to know that so that he can start processing the order, ship it out the moment a payment came through. He doesn't want to do it every couple of hours or every day at the end of the day because that delays and wastes a lot of time and he wants to give a better customer experience. And I think that is fair. And this is something that a lot of customers might have an issue with. So one of our team members had an idea that, hey, we can solve this structurally. We can basically build an automatic notification feature where if any payment comes in and it is processed, we could send an email, WhatsApp, or any other kind of notification to the customer, and they could start processing it based on that. And when we built this out, we realized a lot of small merchants needed this. It was a big issue for them, but they never asked for the solution because they were always okay with doing things the way they were. But because there was a product person on this call, he realized that, hey, we could solve this in a much more better fashion structurally. These kind of innovations are happening just because of this culture where every person, irrespective of which team they are supposed to or is encouraged to think customer first.
I know you and Shashank spend a lot of time now thinking about what impact can Razorpay have in the long term on the Indian economy. Share with us, what is your long-term ambition for Razorpay 5 years, 10 years from now?
The primary reason we started Razorpay is because we believe payments is a very bottom of the pyramid problem. Like payments is as basic as internet. Like if you don't have internet, you can't have social media and all of those things. Similarly, if you don't have a good payments ecosystem, you can't build e-commerce, you can't build retail, you can't build food delivery, you can't build a lot of these things that we take for granted today. When you talk to a small business today, they still spend 25 to 30% of their time just managing money. Because most of the money flows are cash based or bank transfer based. They have to manually validate every money that comes in, manually validate every money that goes out. You have to pay taxes, TDS, vendors, employees, so many different kind of money flows. I believe like if India has to grow towards like let's say a $5 trillion economy, money flow is one of the basic problems that need to be far more efficient and far better solved for businesses. And we believe that is what we are trying to solve with Razorpay. The way we look at it is that our goal is to build a central nervous system for finance for businesses. And I think we are going in that direction. And I believe that's a big and deep problem to solve for, because I think that can really play a major role in creating this new ecosystem of efficient SMEs and financially efficient SMEs and financially efficient businesses that can go on and focus a lot more on their core problem, create new solutions. And I believe that can be our role to help India drive towards a $5 trillion economy.
That's great to hear, Harshil. No question, if Razorpay can help a few million merchants of India save 25 to 30% of their time and invest it back in focusing on their business, Razorpay would create a massive impact on India's economic growth. All the best with that. And thank you so much for sharing the story about Razorpay and your big vision for what Razorpay does. All of us at Sequoia are delighted and proud to be your partners in this mission. And we can't wait to see what comes next. Thanks, Harshil.